Welcome to Talk Wrestling Online, the most hard-hitting and unbiased opinions on the wrestling world today, the special WrestleMania post-show edition. All the normal segments you'll hear in a normal time slot on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, but this is all about reaction to WrestleMania, save one thing, because there is a major story going on right now, guys, and we'd be remiss not to talk about it. The Rock apparently is nowhere to be found at the iZod Center tonight for Raw, and it's thrown creative into a hissy fit because he was supposed to have a promo kicking off Raw, talking about losing the title, talking about future plans, to be interrupted by Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman to set up that match for WrestleMania 30. And with him nowhere to be found, creative has no idea what to do tonight. So the question is this legit? And if it is, why in the world is this happening?
It's work. Everything's work.
Yeah, Brandon said that, you get to look at it at everything in the wrestling business as a work. So I'm going to call it a work, and I'm going to call it a work until I see Raw tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the only thing we can do, and I do hear you on that, but it's on every site, like even the more legitimate ones like WrestleZone and PW Insider. So
it's still dirt sheets, dude. I'm sorry. As much as I love all those sites, but it's still a dirt sheet to dirt sheet, no matter how official it may be,
Well,
I'm sure he went home, and I'm sure creative's like, oh crap, we forgot to mention that we want to do something, or someone probably dropped the ball and didn't tell him that he needed to be in town for Raw.
Well, yeah, because
I don't think he pulled the Stone Cold.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't think The Rock would do that, because even if I heard rumblings like going into WrestleMania that he wasn't exactly happy on some of the things that were happening, but I don't think it was any more than timing constraints. Like, he had to know going in the kind of time constraints they had, because they had to drop a match from last night's card, and they had no elaborate entrances for The Rock or Cena. So I don't think it was any more than that. I can't see The Rock being angry because he had to put Cena over. The Rock talks about the best moments in his career were when Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin let him win a match. So I don't see The Rock, being upset that he lost. It's just kind of really weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird situation. And if it isn't a work, then, The Rock kind of screwed the WWE over.
Yeah.
I don't think he pulled a Stone Cold. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he did that. Yeah, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like him, and especially considering the way WrestleMania ended, which we'll get into that, but the way it ended, it was verbatim something that happened to him early on in his career. And I don't think the guy would have recreated that moment without some respect for the business. So
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. Last night, overall feelings about the show before we start breaking down the card. I thought
breaking down the code.
Yeah, I got Jericho on the braid. Sorry. I thought it was a far better show.
Mark.
I am a Mark. So what? I thought it was a far better show than on paper what it should have been. I'll say that much.
You know what? I went into this show ready to get shit on it, ready to do a rant on my channel. I went into this show thinking, okay, I'm going to have a good rant after this show, and it's going to be fun. And then all of a sudden, I find myself, I'm like, I cannot rant on this show, because it delivered, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, for a lackluster card, in my opinion, everybody raised their game, and they knew that it had the WrestleMania name on it, and they saved what should have been a piss poor pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, there were still matches that weren't perfect, but it could have been a lot worse. That's just my personal opinion. And Brandon is being dead silent, which probably means he disagrees with everything the two of us just said.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So, am I right about that?
No, I enjoyed it.
Okay,
I
good.
thought every single match
I was gonna say,
at least an enjoyable
what in the world
quality.
are we getting ourselves into here?
You see how he built that up, though? He built that up
Oh
really
yeah,
well.
yeah.
He,
Everything's work.
he knows how to work the crowd, for sure, for sure. Okay, so the opening match was the Shield versus Sheamus, Orton, and Show, and not Jericho Fandango. I was really surprised by that because I thought that was a match that had a lot of build up to it. So I was really surprised that they would choose that match as the opener.
They were actually going to open with the mixed tag match because Brodus and Tensai both tweeted, and there's a photo of the Bellas backstage in the grill position, right 7 minutes before WrestleMania went on. So I believe they got bumped off at the beginning, right before the show went on air.
Oh wow!
So I think they were actually going to open up with tons of funk.
Wow! So they didn't even know like early enough on where they could have been prepared for being pulled.
Wow!
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of hurt-egos backstage.
That's kind of sad. Although I don't like Tons of Funk at all. It's still the WrestleMania, and
well, I had a feeling that this could happen either with this match or with the tag title match because WrestleMania was so jam-packed, and people think 4 hours is a long time. But in terms of wrestling, when it's actual matches and it's not just hours and hours of promo like you get every Monday Night Raw, it's not a long time at all.
Yeah, and I mean, the time constraint, they wanted to give Punk, Taker, Triple H, Lesnar, and Roxana all the time they wanted. So, of course, they had to, of course, they were kind of strapped for time with the other matches. But you know what? Chris Jericho, Fandango, or wait a minute, we're not on that match.
The Shield, Orton, and
Shield,
Sheamus.
I was very happy that the Shield went over. Very, very happy. Very surprised, but very happy. And that freaking heel turn by the Big Show pissed me off because I was like, how many
He's
times?
still on heel turn.
I know, but how many times is this guy gonna, turn back and forth? This guy had, in his career, I think, I can count at least 10 fake heel turns. Crazy.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous.
He flip-flops more than the California Surfer.
He does, but here's the thing. I don't think that they wanted to turn Big Show face. I think this was a thing where WWE Creative was like, oh, crap. We have nothing to do for the Big Show for WrestleMania because all the heel spots are filled up. What are we going to do with this guy? Oh, let's just put him in a 6-man tag against the Shield, and then he can go on being a heel after. I think that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah.
I think it was just creative trying to force the Big Show on the card. I am a little bit disappointed, I guess, that it wasn't Orton.
I'm glad he didn't screw the match over.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a little bit disappointed, I guess, that it wasn't Orton. But like I said yesterday, there's nothing that Randy Orton can do that excites me anymore, so I'm not that fussed over it. The match itself was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
I was really, really happy for Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns that they got to go over.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely...
Did you see Sheamus? Sheamus was just stiffing the crap out of Rollins and the other guy who isn't Reigns, whose name I'm blanking on.
Rollins and Ambrose, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Even though he was doing the chest things, he was pounding on him. Oh my god.
That looked like it hurt so bad.
It really did, yeah. Yeah, but the Shield went over, and that's what needed to happen with the year that they had.
Yeah, they've had an amazing, amazing momentum, and they rode it all the way until WrestleMania with that victory. And let me comment on the pre-show and post-game show.
Oh right, we totally skipped over the Miz and Barrett. My bad.
No, not that, but the fact that you have Scott Stanford, who I don't care about, but Jim Ross, Kofi Kingston, and Dusty Rhodes, they were all doing like an NFL type of play-by-play before and after the event. So before the event went on air, they kind of did their pregame, and after the event went off the air, they came on and talked about the matches and broke it down. I thought that was very cool. And Kofi Kingston, he's a great in-ring wrestler, but he's awesome, doing the commentary thing. He's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I was really, really surprised how well he did.
Yeah.
And it was a big... The pre-show definitely had a different feel, and to see a post-show was completely unexpected. Like, I went to bed as soon as the night was out. I didn't even know there was a post-show, so I haven't even seen it. You told me earlier today when we were doing our thing for Handi, so that's on my docket to see tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll still be up on WWE.com.
Yeah, it should be.
It's archived elsewhere, just so you know.
Oh, yes.
Is it? Okay.
It is. That's awesome.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially Jim Ross. Anytime Jim Ross lends his voice to anything, it's just gold.
Yeah.
Even in its current state of Bell's palsy.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Okay.
I have a complaint about my only complaint about this WrestleMania is, why do we need 5-minute video recaps? You're buying WrestleMania because you know what's going to happen. And if you don't, you're probably sitting next to someone who knows what's going on.
Exactly.
Nobody buys WrestleMania. They could have cut all that and put tons of funk between Taker and CM Punk and the rest of the card.
Exactly.
Because they needed a breather right there.
Exactly. I 100% agree. I was thinking about...
off to no end.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, because it's like, why have Cena and Rock get solo build-up packages to this match? They didn't need that. The feud speaks for itself. It's been going on for 2 years. They didn't need that crap.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. I think...
And they sure as hell didn't. I mean, I know why they did it, and I know that they already paid the guys, so they couldn't get out of it. But they didn't need P. Diddy money or whatever the hell his name is now. They didn't need that crap.
That one.
Mr. Sean Combs.
My God. How many did
for that long? He could have sung the WrestleMania song and gone. That would have saved another 3 or 4 minutes right there.
Exactly. He didn't need all that other crap.
Yeah, not at all. It's crazy.
Alright, so, yeah, but the Shield goes over, so that's awesome. Tag titles. Team Hell No retained. That was a huge shocker. That was huge.
A shocker, yeah.
You know what? The whole night was, full of shock.
Yeah. There's a bunch of swerves I wasn't expecting. Or, I guess, booking I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, and I hate the fans. Like, I got so many comments today on my review from people that I'm not calling anybody out because I can't, because I don't know who you are. But point blank, I can tell that you didn't watch my review because you said, "Oh my God, shit pay-per-view is so predictable." Like, did you even watch the damn pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I don't really know why the pay-per-view got.
Watch the darn pay-per-view. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got so much heat, the pay-per-view.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate all over the internet right now about it.
Yeah, it's like they're throwing a bitch fit, basically.
Just because the main 3 went the way everybody expected it to doesn't mean that the pay-per-view sucked. Because even though the main 3 went the way we all thought they would, they were phenomenal matches, every single one of them.
Absolutely.
So...
I mean, the biggest problem is, like, on my Facebook and Twitter, I've got a bunch of indie guys, and every single one's like, "Oh, it was so boring except for the last 3 matches." Like, really? I don't think you could have done better. And, I say that knowing that some of them are going to watch this video, and trust me, you probably couldn't have done better, guys. Just saying.
Yeah. Like,
not to be harsh, but I'm going to be harsh. There's a reason why you're not in WWE, and they are.
Yeah, like Kevin Steen, there was a point in the Rock Cena match where Rock gets up and said, "Get up, you motherfucker."
Yeah, I posted that.
Yeah, Kevin Steen tweeted The Rock and said, "It feels good to call your opponent a motherfucker in the ring every once in a while, doesn't it, Rock?" He's like, I do it on a daily basis."
Yeah, he did a spine buster, stood back, and goes, "Get up, you motherfucker!" And I was like, "Oh my God, I saw that. I even heard it." my had my headphones on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Rockin' scene, we'll get more into it later, but for all the hate that those two guys get, for as much as this was probably played up, what originally happened between them, they were tremendous actors for the last 2 years. I mean, you really feel like those two guys just couldn't stand the sight of each other.
Yeah, yeah.
And it made for fantastic television, but yeah, as far as Eleanor retaining, I did not see that coming at all. Because I did not, I said from the beginning that it was a mistake for Dolph Ziggler to cash in Money in the Bank because of a crowded WrestleMania, and I was proven right by that point, but I thought for sure that they were going to give them the tag titles to make people sort of forget about the Money in the Bank contract, and then he comes out of nowhere with it.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. And the only thing I can think about is that they didn't want Daniel Bryan to lose at WrestleMania 2 years in a row, or maybe they didn't want Kane to lose because of his ties with William Moody, Paul Bearer. They want to give him a feel-good moment too. Or maybe it's a combination of both. I don't know.
Yeah, I did like the little tease.
Yes, the 18-second tease.
Yeah, at the beginning of that match where AJ kisses Dolph and Daniel Bryan comes up behind Dolph and tries to pin him.
That was fantastic callback. I love that. Yeah.
I will admit I marked out. I was like, yeah! Oh, okay, let's watch the rest of the match now.
Yeah, we all did. We all did. But yeah, so Eleanor retained. What's the life on these guys? Because it doesn't seem like there wasn't any tension between them last night. It doesn't seem like WWE's ready to break them up yet.
I think the problem why there wasn't enough tension is probably because, the time constraints put on their match didn't have longer to get into that, so they just went out and probably did their work and were done with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone's matches got trimmed down, apparently. And apparently 17 minutes were cut out of the Del Rio and Swagger match.
Yeah, and I think they made a mistake with not putting that title on Swagger, but that's just me.
Well, we'll get into that. We don't.
Well, it's Swagger's fault, probably.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. The only reason, we didn't mean to jump ahead here, but Brennan, has a mind of his own. The only reason that Swagger's
I do it all the time. Whatever.
That's the only reason that Swagger's not world champ right now is because of his arrest. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Because Swagger got a way better reaction.
I think there'll be a rematch, and when it blows over, he'll get it.
Yeah. And if Ziggler's not champion by then, which is another thing we can talk about.
Yeah, I hope when Ziggler does get the title, that he holds it for a good bit.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
After all this, Ziggler's going to be champion for at least 6-7 months. Guaranteed.
But not 434 days.
No.
God, no.
That won't happen. But yeah, Swagger screwed his own pooch. That was a surprisingly good match, though, for it only being 17 minutes. I mean, it was a really good story told between the two.
No.
Yeah.
Wasn't it cut? I thought it was cut of 17 minutes. Was it cut down to 17 minutes? Did I read that wrong?
I think it was cut down to 17 minutes, yeah.
I thought they, cut a big chunk out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if you go back and rewatch the match, it was one of the shortest matches of the night.
Yep.
So. But anyway, since we've already talked about Swagger Del Rio, the third match on the card was what was the third match on the card? Was it Jericho Fandango, or was there something before that? Now I'm forgetting the card order.
Let me go and look.
Quick to Wikipedia.
That's how I do all my reviews. I Wikipedia the results and get to read them. Because I'm not going to be able to remember a 4-hour show.
Yeah. I was surprised how well I remembered it because I couldn't record my review till this morning, so.
Right. You have the memory of an elephant, Raz.
I think I do.
Yeah, there you go. Fandango, Chris Jericho, and
Okay, yeah, it was Jericho Fandango. You know, taking the blown spot of the ending out of the equation where the match was clearly supposed to end with the lion salt and Curtis gets his knees up and rolls him up for Schoolboy, and it got changed to rolls Jericho into Schoolboy. Taking that out of the equation, I thought for his first match in such a big spotlight, he did phenomenally well. And Chris Jericho showed why he's the best guy in the business to put somebody over.
Yep.
It was way better than I thought it was going to be on paper.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah. And it's funny is I didn't even notice the botch. I actually wasn't. I didn't like. I just thought it was all planned. Like that's how good Jericho was. I just went. It may have also been the fact that it was 5:30 in the morning, but.
yeah. This guy's hardcore right here because he didn't see.
We skipped over
WrestleMania.
We skipped over Mark Henry Ryback.
Oh yeah, that's the one that was in between. I knew there was a match in between. All
right, so let's finish Jericho Fandango.
Yeah, I was surprised because I knew the guy's a good talent. I knew there was a reason Jericho probably wanted to work with him, but I applaud him so much for not folding under pressure. I really do.
Yeah, I as well do.
Yeah.
The one spot wasn't a big deal. I mean, it kind of went, but he really showed that he can work under pressure, which is really good in the WWE. And I think that definitely Fandango is going to be a star in the future.
I completely agree. I don't know, like we said yesterday.
And I've never seen a wrestling show that didn't at least have something botch on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's always one botch for one match somewhere because they're so worried about, oh my God, look at what time is it? The next match has to go on in 15 minutes. Like, we're screwed.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was, but more than likely. And I was talking to Brendan earlier. I wonder, we didn't see elaborate entrances for Cena and The Rock, which has been a mainstay staple of the main event match. I wonder if that happened because of just something as simple as that blown spot at the end where it adds another minute and a half to the end of a match because you're recovering from it.
Maybe. I don't know.
It'd
be funny if Vince got on the announcer.
Only 5 minutes of replay they did before their match?
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Vince got on the announcer toward the match ending, and Vince was like, in this damn match.
Yeah. Okay. So, backtracking then, Henry Ryback. I was surprised by the outcome here. I mean, everybody had Ryback.
Yep.
And for good reason. And Mark Henry goes over, and Ryback's WrestleMania moment didn't come until after the match was over. So, yay, WWE, for doing the right thing by the veteran in Mark Henry.
Applaud WWE for allowing... Mark...
No. Ryback should have gone over. Mark Henry should have laid down for him. That's how these things work. But at the same time, I didn't not enjoy it because I loved the ending where he was like, "Oh crap,"
Yeah. Well, I mean, to a certain extent, I hear what you're saying about how the veteran puts over the young guy, but I think it's one of those things. I mean, you said it. I think this could be potentially Mark Henry's last WrestleMania. So why not let him go over as a victor?
Yep. Because you're not supposed to go over on top. That's why. That's the rules. You're not supposed to go out on top. You know that.
Well, I know that, but I'm actually kind of refreshed to see it go the other way. Maybe it's just because I hate Ryback. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do admit that even though...
I'm not a fan of him either.
Yeah. I do admit that even though they did do the moment that everybody knew they would do with the shell shock on Henry, I was pretty impressed by it. It's a pretty amazing feat.
Yeah, that is what impressed me.
It's the biggest person he's lifted so far, isn't it?
And someone in the chat said wrestling is fake. No shit, dumbass.
No, it's not fake. It's scripted. There's a difference.
Yeah,
Think of it as full contact improv.
yeah, it's a real script.
Yeah. I'm like pointing out, it's like Captain and Tennille. Very good job.
Captain
So, yeah.
Obvious, yay!
Yay! Kermit the Frog. But anyway, yeah. I mean, that one was a surprise, and I think right back, he got his moment after the match, so I think everything's fine here.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, someone mentioned in the chat that going back to the Kane and Daniel Bryan thing, Bryan got a big face reaction. They have to do something with him. Is what they said.
Well, I think the plan has been for Bryan to be face for a while now, and I think Bryan will be face as soon as Team Hell No breaks up, because Kane makes much more sense as a heel than a face.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, and JTL Punk, you said that. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're 100% right.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
So, anyway, since we already covered Del Rio's Swagger inadvertently, we're now on to the big three. Undertaker Punk went first, and I don't agree with this at all. That was bad booking by WWE, because there's no way that the crowd is going to care more about Lesnar, Triple H than they are Punk Taker. And if you notice the reaction from the crowd was completely dead and completely spent by the end of Punk Taker.
I stopped tweeting after this match because I was tired. I was like, I'm too tired to tweet. This match just took it out of me.
Too tired to tweet.
Yeah. I mean, and
like I said, tons of funk should have gone right after that to get the crowd to rest.
Exactly. I mean, you had all three main events. Even if you do put Lesnar Triple H after Punk Taker, you've had all three main events right in a row. The crowd got absolutely no rest at all, and that's just bad booking.
Yeah.
Bad booking.
I'm
not saying that because I have experience as a booker. I'm saying that as a wrestling fan, logically, anybody can see that. Yeah. That's just bad booking.
Yeah, from what Raz had told me about booking.
I was spent. It was 7 in the morning, and I was going, whoa.
It's like Undertaker Punk. Why'd you have to do that? I'm already tired enough.
Yeah. As for the match itself, I give him so much credit because everybody knew that CM Punk was going to wrestle a phenomenal match like that. That's not a surprise. But what surprised me was how well this stacks up to Mania 28, because it was almost just as good as the Mania 28 match from bell to bell.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I thought.
I actually really liked this match more than 28. Actually.
Really? Well, you're gonna have to elaborate on that one a bit.
Yeah.
Well,
because last year he was 19-0, okay, and so I knew he wasn't going to lose. This year, you didn't know if he was going to lose or not. You had no idea because Punk could have been the guy he puts over as his last match,
Yeah.
It was really tense. I'm watching it going, oh my God, oh, you kicked out of it, oh God, way more than it was last year. Way more. I was on the literally edge.
But
so, it was more believable that he could have lost this year than last year.
I agree that there was more near finishes and more, oh my God, heart attack moments, but emotionally, the death that Triple H, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels went to last year, that can never be repeated.
Yeah.
Like, when a wrestling match makes you cry, which that Mania 28 match legitimately made me cry, just from the match, not from anything that happened in it, but just from the overall scope from beginning to end and in between of the match, and feeling the moment. When a wrestling match does that to you, that's when it's amazing. And that's when that to me is one of the matches that people will be talking about in 25 years' time.
Yep.
And
No doubt
That
about
being
that.
said, though, this year was amazing. Like all the false finishes, everybody gets mad at false finish fest and all of that, but it worked perfectly for this match because it told a great story. And Undertaker countering 3 GTSs like there in the span of 5 minutes at the end of the match was amazing.
Yeah. And a lot of people were wondering how Taker would wrestle during this, considering that, we all know that Undertaker's kind of beat up. But I think Undertaker performed phenomenally in this match.
He consistently impresses me with his ability to move at 48.
Yeah.
With those injuries that he has.
Oh my God! And when he looked at Punk on the outside and when hitting the ropes to dive over the top rope, I was like, "Oh my God!" That one little thing gave me a heart attack. I'm glad he didn't do it.
I was hoping he would have.
Oh my God!
And the thing that's going to get lost is when Punk goes for the second Randy Savage elbow on the outside through the announcer's table. The announcer's table didn't break. And you could hear Punk's knee.
Nope.
In an 80,000 plus seat stadium, you could hear Punk's knee slam that table.
Yep.
So, I think...
And then he didn't slow his pace down at all.
No, yeah, he didn't. And I think he was legitimately injured.
Yeah.
And
he is legitimately injured. He has to be.
Yeah.
Hobbling.
I'm reading reports everywhere that Punk is injured.
Yeah, so, I mean, give CM Punk all the credit in the world because the average wrestler would never have been able to finish a match under those circumstances.
Did you try trash?
Good God.
And the joys of live broadcasting continue.
Live broadcasting. Go ahead.
This is why I locked my door.
I know.
I have a nosy family member who likes to come and make lots of noises during my live shows.
Yes. But,
what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm doing a radio show. What are you doing?
Yeah, as I was saying...
Oh, you're live? Oh my God. Sorry. Continue.
As I was saying, it shows just how much the best in the world that Punk really is. Because other than Chris Jericho and maybe a Triple H, we've seen him wrestle with the freaking torn quad before, there isn't anybody in the company, I think, in that position that would have been able to finish that match.
Yeah. Punk is, just what he said.
We don't know how serious it was. He had surgery on that knee, so he could have just undid all the surgery he had on that. You know?
Yeah, well, that's the thing I was going to say. That's what scared me, is he just undid all the repair that he had done on that knee.
Yep.
And you wonder if that table was reinforced, though, because immediately afterwards in the next match in Triple H Lesnar, that same table breaks. So was that table not supposed to break for CM Punk? Or was that a spot that they came up with just to get that table to break since it didn't break before?
It's like they finally care about the finish announce table for once.
No, I think it just, the table doing I am the table. I'm like, I won't break. I mean, I've seen guys go off the same table like 6 or 7 times, nothing, and then someone like trips, falls, and it breaks. I mean...
Remember
I've
when...
seen the table...
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Brandon. In the world? What's going on?
I think Brandon's lost.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, there you are.
Okay. I guess I must have just dropped out. I said I've seen tables like survive like 5 or 6 power bombs and nothing happens, and the guy trips, falls, and lands on it and it breaks. I mean, tables can be stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt about that, but it was one of those things that hardcore wrestling fans and even casual wrestling fans, when you're watching that, when you can hear that knee in a crowd that is that big, like your heart just sinks and your breath just goes and you're like,
yeah.
Because you think we're just gonna lose CM Punk forever right now.
Yeah. It sounded.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god! Oh Jesus! I had to hit pause and I was like, oh my god! Oh, rewind. Oh my god! Like that was like 5 minutes of my life.
See, I think
Yeah.
what we as wrestling fans do to ourselves. We're like, oh my god, that was horrible. Let me say it again.
Yeah, like the Mick Foley thing. That was horrible. I'm gonna watch it in slow-mo now.
Yeah. But Undertaker's 21-0, deservingly so, and my God, when he cried at the end, the match itself didn't make me cry, but Undertaker made me cry. Like him remembering Wayne Moody at the end, obviously, and this whole storyline being about Wayne Moody, Paul Bearer, like that was a hard moment to watch when those fireworks were going off and Taker was crying his eyes out.
Yeah,
that was hard.
And then he did this thing is when I was like, oh, did the arm raise, and I was like, oh my god, like.
Instead of putting 21, instead of putting 21-0 back in front of him when they were standing on the apron doing that, I would have put Paul Bear's picture saying R.I.P. William Moody, and then under it put 21-0.
Exactly, that's what they should have done.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as if we have anything left, we're exhausting ourselves talking about that exhausting match. But Triple H and Lesnar, no holds barred. I said it. I went on record. I don't like glorified street fights, which is what a no holds barred match is. I don't begrudge them for going that way, though, because of the way Lesnar's billed as the UFC badass returning to wrestling. But all that being said, it was one of the best matches with that stipulation I've ever seen. I mean, so many false finishes. Triple freaking H learning the Kimura lock and using the Kimura lock more than Brock Lesnar in the match. I mean, the match ending with a sledgehammer to the gut and a pedigree on the steel stairs. I mean, Shawn Michaels getting the Sweet Chin music on. Paul Heyman, I mean, there was great moments in this match.
Yeah, no doubt. That match surprised the heck out of me.
I don't like the finish as much as... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
But yeah, this match was just awesome.
This delay.
Yeah. And I love this match. I thought it was awesome.
All right, you're up, Brandon. You're up now.
Alright, I'm just gonna wait my turn. I'm just gonna sit here until someone says my name from now on, first of all. Because this delay is so killer right now. I think that it would have been stronger finish for me to either have Triple H lose with the whole throw the towel in from Shawn Michaels, or if Triple H would have won with the Kimura lock on the stairs. Like, Lesnar keeps slamming him down, he keeps putting him in it, and the last time, he does it, he doesn't let go. He slams down, and you just see him, like, yell and, like, pull on harder. I thought that would have been, because everyone was yelling tap, 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 and I think giving the fans that tap moment would have made them go ape shit,
Yeah.
More so than they did.
Oh, no doubt.
I agree with that, but I can see why they went the way they went, because it's trademark Triple H with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, very, very true.
Main event.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And of course, I'm like, oh, the sledgehammer again. I'm so over the sledgehammer.
Yeah. I mean, there was no originality to it, but it makes perfect sense. Main event, Rock Cena 2. Despite what anybody feels about should it have happened or anything like that, far, far better match than Rock Cena 1. Way better.
Oh, you know what? I agree. I thought this match was way better than Rock Cena 1. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of near finishes and a great job psychologically by The Rock and Cena. I mean, we talked about it earlier. The Rock, Cena's down at one point, and The Rock's like, "Get up, you motherfucker!" and there was the other point where Cena's going for the people's elbow and holds himself back on The Rock, suckers The Rock in, playing off what happened last year. Just The Rock and Cena showed why they are the two of the best in the business of all time. Just absolutely amazing storytelling in this match.
Yeah, The Rock and Cena definitely know how to work a crowd, and that's exactly what they did.
My favorite part was when...
You're alright, man. You're good.
No, Brandon, go ahead, man.
Skin slip, you're good, man.
My favorite part was... my favorite part is when Cena went to go, like, he's about to do people's elbow and stuff. He was just doing it to piss off the fans. It was like, please turn heel. Please turn out you're not turning heel. But there's that moment where you're like, ooh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. And that's the one thing. I mean, we didn't get the character change for Cena that we so desperately wanted, but is anybody really surprised? Because we've said it, he's the number one face and the number one heel at the same time, so I'm not surprised.
And Raz, we are slowly turning Ryan Chataway into a wrestling fan.
What's up, buddy? How are you doing? I can't see you, but what's up?
He said, hey guys, watching you live.
Yay, Ryan, one of my favorite YouTubers.
He's like, I have not watched wrestling in years, but I should, because he's enjoying listening to us.
Yeah, no, well, but yeah, back to what I was saying. It's, actually, what was I saying? I forgot my point now.
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry.
That's alright. I think I was talking about yeah, Cena's the number one face and the number one heel simultaneously, so I'm not really surprised that they didn't turn him heel, but they gotta do something with him soon. I mean, it's been 10 freaking years of the same thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. They said they're going to set up his opponent for Extreme Rules tonight, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that.
Yeah. Please, Dolph Ziggler. Please, Dolph Ziggler. Please, Dolph Ziggler.
Do you have any thoughts, Brendan?
Please.
He's agreeing with me, I think.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so yeah, I mean...
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler. Yeah.
Sorry,
I think my uploads have to go.
His internet's going all crazy.
Yeah, well, we're almost done, so we'll be alright. But I guess the only other thing we got to talk about is the fact that they completely recreated the Hogan Rock ending to a T, but just with Rock being the one to lose and getting his hand raised out of respect by Cena. Did you guys like that? Did you think they should have had some originality there? What's your opinion on that?
I thought, when it comes to WWE, it's like, let's just use what we did before. People aren't going to remember, but, that's just how it goes.
Yeah. Well, and I think it was on purpose, because the comparison to Cena and Hogan happened all the time, so they wanted to create The Rock's biggest Hogan moment with Cena and the roles reversed. I think there was no coincidence at all why they did what they did.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I like it or not, but it happens, so what can you do? The thing I want to know is, what did John Cena say to The Rock? Like, I hope that on the Blu-ray release they turn up the ring mic somehow, like in post-edit. I would love to know what he said. I know Cena said he wanted to keep it private, but that would be awesome to know what he said to The Rock.
Yeah. Sorry. I get beat a boss on Final Fantasy 7 in one hit. Kind of surprised me again. But yeah, I definitely would have liked to know what happened there as well. It looked like they were having kind of a heart-to-heart there, so I would have loved to hear, hopefully on the Blu-ray, like you said, on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, absolutely. Brandon, final thoughts real quick so we can sign out, because your internet's crazy.
My favorite part was Daniel Bryan getting.
Daniel Bryan getting. Oh, he dropped out.
Yeah.
Let's
He
stall
just,
for time.
he just completely kicked him. Let's try and stall for time and give him a closing
Let's stall for
moment.
time. Let's stall for time and do a riveting rendition of John Cena's theme. You go first.
Oh God, no. There he is. He's back.
Oh, is he? I don't see it.
His name came back.
Oh, yeah?
Saying that he joined the hangout, so his camera should show up any second now.
Any second.
Come on, camera.
Any second.
Okay, we got a face. We got no image. There it is.
Ryan Chataway said he made you lose thought earlier. He's like, I made your ass lose thought.
yeah, you did. It's all right, man. Brandon, closing thoughts real quick, because your internet's crazy. Closing
Brandon,
thoughts.
hurry. Oh, my lord.
Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's yes, best.
Okay.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that too. All right, everybody do their thing so we can get out of here. Sign off. So Brandon, go first in case your internet goes crazy.
YouTube.com/skinslip. Twitter.com/skinslip. I write for Geeky. That's G33K-E.com. Come read my articles. It's called Cinematic Catastrophe. And
Yes.
I'm awesome. So
You are awesome.
there.
Brandon.
All right, WWE TNA for life everywhere. Right here on this channel. You're probably already subscribed if you're watching it, but if you're not,
Unless you're watching my video replay afterwards, then you know where to go.
yeah, then you know where to find me.
Yeah.
So definitely check all that out. Definitely.
And for me, it's Razman's Reality everywhere. And for the show, it's at TWO Show on Twitter and Talk Wrestling Online on Facebook. We'll be back. Normal bat time, normal bat channel, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern time for the week in review, normal episode of Talk Wrestling Online. As always, this has been Talk Wrestling Online, the most hard-hitting and unbiased opinions on the wrestling world today.